got 7 students. The last time we were together, we talked about adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators, meaning the bottom number in the fraction was
like they're the same.
Okay, let's do that again. Last time we talked, the denominator, or the bottom number in the fraction was
the same.
Okay? And it was easy because you just do the operation with the top numbers. You either add the top numbers or subtract the top numbers. Super simple. Today it's going to get a little bit more difficult because we're going to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators, meaning that the denominator is not the same. So what do we do if the denominator is not the same? Such as this. Okay? Actually, I'm going to change that to, we're going to go to that. Okay? 5/6 plus 1/5. The problem that we have is that we've taken 2 whole things and divided them differently. One we divided into 6 equal parts. One we divided into 5 equal parts. So that what we have to do is take these and make the denominators the same, or divide the whole into the same amount of equal parts, so that we know that we have a like denominator, or the same denominator, so that we can add these together. Okay, so how do we do this?
You find a common factor between the denominators.
Okay?
It's either least common multiple.
The least common multiple. So what you're looking for is what numbers will both of these multiply into, okay? There's 2 ways you can do it. You can find the least common multiple and use that as your common denominator, or, and I always do this, I multiply the denominators together. That's how I find my common denominator. So if we do that, we've got 5/6 plus 1/5, and I multiply the denominators together. So I'm multiplying 6 by 5, and I'm multiplying 5 by 6. What will that give me?
That would be 30.
30, okay? So my common denominator then becomes 30. That's my bottom number. Okay? Now remember, if I do something to the bottom of the fraction, what do I have to do?
Do it to the top.
Do what to the top?
At or times what you times the numerator by the denominator.
Okay, I've got to do the same thing to the top that I did to the bottom.
So like 5 times
That's what you were
5.
saying. Okay? So since I multiplied this bottom by 5, what do I have to multiply the top by?
5.
5. And since I multiplied this bottom by 6, what do I have to multiply it by?
6.
6. Okay? So now I have 5 times 5, which is
25.
25. And 1 times 6, which is
6.
6. Okay. So now, do I have a common denominator?
Yes.
Yes. Have I made sure that these fractions that I've multiplied the numerator also? Yes.
Yeah.
I've done that. Now I can just add. What's 25 plus 6? Anybody?
31.
Thank you. 31.
Oh man, we're
Okay,
uneven.
so I've got 31 over 30.
We can't do no more.
Is my final fraction, adding those together.
Do you want us to put it into a mixed number?
I prefer that you leave them as improper fractions. If you want to put them as mixed numbers, I won't mark them wrong. But I prefer that you leave them as improper fractions. Okay, so that's an example of doing this with an addition problem. Let's do it with a subtraction problem. Okay, now we have got 2 denominators that are not the same. What do we do to find common denominators? We multiply them by each other. So I'm going to multiply this 2 by what?
3.
3, okay? And I'm going to multiply this 3 by
2.
2, and so my common denominator is going to be
6.
and we have a minus sign there. Now, since I multiplied the bottom by 3, I have to multiply this bottom by
6. 3.
3.
And
Okay, and 3 times 3 is
9.
9.
9.